Hello, my friends. I know I haven't been on YouTube in quite a long time, and I apologize. I just didn't have time to make anything new. Well, today I would like to discuss an idea I have. Yes, it's just an idea. I'm not working on a game for this or at all, but I just want to throw this out just for the fun of it. Maybe you might enjoy it as well. It's for a Pendulum Progress virtual pet. Now, before I discuss my idea, I'll quickly review the what a Pendulum Progress was. Okay, now, Pendulum Progress was in early 2000. Bandai Japan created these virtual pets for Digimon about the same time that the fourth season of Digimon was on, and they were interactive with a D scanner as well, which was the toy from that series. There were 3 Pendulum Progress toys produced. The first one was themed with dragons, the second was themed with angels and devils, and the third was themed with beasts. Um, as you can see, I'm going to show you some images that I got from the V-Jump instruction or manual, the help guides or whatever. I'm not going to show you too many images because I'm just worried about copyright infringement, okay? Now, the first one, which is dragons, this one is complete. The second one is not so much complete because you're able to get a bonus character if you're able to get a master tag. And the third game, beasts, if you fought War Greymon from the first Pendulum Progress with Metal Garurumon X from the third one, you're able to get Omnimon only for the third Pendulum Progress. Okay, now the way that these games are set up was very much connected to time. It had a morning segment, an afternoon segment, and an evening segment. If you trained or fought during any of these segments, you were able to digivolve in a certain way. Okay, so let's say if you fought mostly in the morning, you digivolved in this morning line. Okay, now as you see, there's 2 lines, and that meant that if you were really good at it and if you didn't make any mistakes, that's what you got. But if you made a few mistakes, like training mistakes, you didn't fight, or you lost a lot of battles or whatever, this is what you got. Okay, if you didn't feed the character or whatever. So that was the basic premise of these virtual pets, whereas a lot of these virtual pets beforehand was solely based on how well you trained and as well as you fought. Didn't matter when you fought, when you did anything, but this one, that was one of the bigger differences, as well as a dot matrix. This dot matrix, the pixels, was very similar to what they would use for the adventure toys that was based off the animation. Before this, a lot of the virtual pets had pixels that were very small. Okay. Also, you were able to DNA digivolve or jogress, which is the official Japanese term for that, between between the pendulums, as well as a D scanner, which was, as I mentioned, it was out at that time. DNA digivolving, which is basically taking 2 different characters and combining them to form an extra or a new character. Okay. I believe I've covered the premise of these old games. Now I would like to go into the new one. I mean, not new one, but my kind of original idea. As you can see from the title of this video, I chose a plant theme for my Pendulum Progress. Okay, and at first, this probably looks very chaotic. I had an urge to make a Digivolve line all in plants, and I tried to look at all the different characters that are plants, and I tried to put them all in this toy idea and justify it to some degree. And although there are a lot of plants, they're not, in some levels, they were kind of lacking. Okay, so this is what I came up with. And as you remember from the other 3 Pendulum Progresses, you had, starting from the adult stage, you had a mistake line and a perfect line. So if you made a few mistakes, you had one Digivolve form, but if you were perfect, you had this other form. I carried that over, and I took it to the child stage and the second baby form. Okay, so the first baby, if you made a mistake, you would get this second form, but if not, you get this form. Now, the first baby form isn't exactly plant-like, but he is connected to Palumon, the character which I kind of wanted to start off with as a main morning baby, as Agumon was the main child for the dragons themed one. Um, so when I started with the child line, there weren't many planned children. There were three, but I just kept on thinking about extras, and this is what I kind of came up with. Is okay. So Palumon actually does have like a double in the Digimon universe called Arumon. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing this name, but this is what it is. So I decided to just paint the top black. I think the actual illustration has her purple, whereas Palumon's is pink. Then towards the night for the evening shift, I changed to rocks, okay, or rock because it's kind of connected with the ground. What else do I have is that there's I had to do a couple Rosemen, okay, Rosemon. There's Rosemon X that doesn't really have a pixel frame for this, and I created that, and a Black Rosemon. I'm not sure if there is a Black Rosemon. And there's this Ultimate White Rosemon, which was like, she was introduced in the Digimon cartoon, Digimon Savers. I might be mispronouncing that one, or I might get that title wrong. Okay, so basically, the idea is that if you're able to, with there's a lot of ideas here, so I'm going to try talking about one of them, and one of them is how to get this burst mode Rosemon. If you're able to get the master tag, and how to get the master tag is fighting the adventure in the game. You get this, and if you have a Rosemon character and you eat this master tag, you're able to digivolve in this burst Rosemon. But if you don't eat it, and if your character dies naturally and relays an egg, then you carry over this master tag, and it forms into this Digi Armor, okay? And using the Digi Armor, the children can skip to the next level very quickly, as this line shows. But if you have other items, which you also get from the Digimon Adventure, you are able, you should be able to change it into these spirits, okay? One more thing I could add is that there is a Jogress involved. If there was ever a bird Jogress, bird-themed pendulum, then you could get this Jogressing right over here. What else can I say? I know it looks kind of hectic, but it was really fun to put together. And for those who enjoy Digimon, I know there's a big anime fan following for it, but then there's a niche for the LCD games, and this is kind of the LCD. I'm a fan of the LCD games, so what can I say? You know, what else? I think that although one of in the game inside the adventure game in the Pendulum Progress, the original one was quite boring, which to a degree the Pendulum Progress X, or the Pendulum X, revamped and improved. I would say that possibly that type of style would be included on this, which is kind of like the original version was that you had 100 characters you had to go through, and they were all repetitious, except for the last one, which if you defeated him, you were able to get a master tag. With the Pendulum Progress X, with the X game, you just had a map, and that theory or that idea kind of continued on to different VPETs. So I think that would be kind of interesting to use, and hence that's why you would be able to get these extra power-ups. Okay, well, that's me, and I hope you enjoy this. Take care.